Welcome to our first video on intervals. An interval is the distance between a lower note and a higher note. We're going to listen to intervals and we're going to use our voice and our ears to tell us what size they are. So for all these intervals I'm going to look at today, we're going to use the note of E, which I'll play on the keyboard here. E is going to be our low note all the time. Now I'm going to sing you a sixth higher than E. La, la. Now, how do I know that's a sixth? Well, what I do is I count up an imaginary scale from the bottom note to the top note, and I just count my steps. My E is my root note, and I think of that as note 1. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if that is note 6, then I have made the interval of a sixth. The trouble is, this is also a sixth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 6. Well, how can that be right? I've got 2 sixths. One sounds like this, la, la, and the other one sounds la, la. Well, it all depends on the scale that I used to get there. If I used the major scale, then I make what is called a major sixth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I use the minor scale, I'll find myself on a slightly lower sixth note, and I've made the interval of a minor sixth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to write up a bunch of intervals, all rising from the note E. Write them in the treble. So we have an E to an F sharp. Now that one, just get my E again. That's the F sharp. La, 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 la. That is always called a major second. So for major intervals, I'm going to use a capital M. After that, when the top note rises, we start to have this combination of major and minor intervals. We also have another group of intervals called perfect intervals, but for now I'm just going to deal with the major and the minor ones. So we've got our major second. Now we'll look at a third, because that's my root note 1, 2, 3, and then I need to ask myself, did I use the minor scale or the major scale? And just so we remember, let's write here that our major scale goes root 2, 2, and then it carries on 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. And our minor scale with the small m goes root 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. And I'm just going to write those first 2 steps of the scale, so root note and then the next 2 notes after it, because that's really my decider. And when I sing the scale that links these 2 notes, I'm just then going to test that scale. Was it the minor shape or was it the major shape? And that'll tell me what kind of interval I've made. So I'll just reset my E here. So if I hear the notes la, la, I count them as 1, 2, 3, so that's a third. I used the minor pattern, root 2, 1. So that is a minor third that I've made. If I heard this, la, la, I'll just count it on my fingers again. Root or 1, 2, 3. It's a third again, but this time I have used the major scale. Root 2, 2, da 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 da. So this here is a major third. Let's skip over the fourth and the fifth because they are perfect intervals, and let's go straight to the sixth. And I'll start with this one, la, la. Now, I'll count it on my fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's definitely a sixth. And then I need to ask myself, did I use the minor scale or the major scale? If I was the major scale, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I used the minor scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, I did. So that is a minor sixth. La, la. So after I hear the two notes, I link a scale that's going to connect the two notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just ask myself, did I go 1, 2, 3 minor or 1, 2, 3 major to start my scale? I'll just reset my E again. La. So now let's do another sixth, but this time la, la. Count it on my fingers. Root or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is a sixth. And I asked myself, did I use the major? Root 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, I did. So that's a major sixth. Just two more intervals. What about if I heard this? Ru, la, 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 la. It gets quite hard to sing actually. The wider the interval it is, the harder for it is to sing. La, la. Right. Root, la, 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 la. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. La, la. So it's a seventh. And then I ask myself, 7th there, and then I ask myself, did I use the major? La, 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 la. No, I didn't. I used the minor. La, 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 la. So that is a minor seventh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then our last interval before we reach an octave, which again is a perfect interval, is this one. And I'll just reset my E here. La, la. That's the closest I can get to a full octave. This would be a full octave. La, la. But I'm la, la. I'll count on my fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a seventh, and as you've probably predicted, this time I use the major pattern. Root 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. And that's how I ended up on that note. La, la. And so that is a major seventh. So using this method in our voices, we can start to learn the sounds of these intervals. The major second, the minor third, the major third, the minor sixth, the major sixth, the minor seventh, and the major seventh.